I'm definitely
Right,
not going to scream
and-
balls the moment it starts.
It already started, that's the thing.
Okay, balls.
I should probably watch the stream on what. So I can share.
Yeah,
Alright,
could you
welcome to
send
the,
a link
stream.
into the chat so that I
Yeah.
can...
I'm also going to share the
Protect
stream.
I watch
Let
Drago
me
on
find the
YouTube,
link.
so it
Hold
should
on.
get recommended to
Share,
me.
copy, and let's see, where is it?
I'm also going to share the stream link around.
Subscriptions. Let's see. Drago, where you at? Where is your live? There's so many people live streaming. Funny Doodle stream.
Let me just make a stream
What if the
channel in
Olympics were
Discord.
cold?
There it is.
I don't see your stream.
There we go, there's a stream channel.
Thank you. Now let's see if I hear my voice and proceed to hate it instantly.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyways,
Okay, yeah.
welcome,
No, I just
welcome to
heard
the build
dude,
stream. It's pretty
I opened the-
straightforward. There's a few people here in the voice chat, and basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working on building a scenario. This will be the first of 3 different scenarios I'll be working on, and this is going to be kind of a long project I'll be working on, but you guys who are watching the stream, or who will watch the stream, it's going to be pretty straightforward. You'll see the entire process from start to finish, and you'll see exactly how it works, where everything goes, and whatnot. If you guys don't want any spoilers, you're welcome to not watch the series, but this is basically just going over the entire build process. So today we're just doing the pre-design of the scenario, and the pre-design basically means that we're going to be making the basically just the planets. We're going to be making the ideal location for the scenario. We're going to be planning out just where all the buildings are going to go. Just the basic generic stuff. We're kind of just saying at the foundation of the scenario, which is kind of just the base stuff. So of course, the first scenario is actually it's going to be actually a remake of one of my previous scenarios named Ectophobia. There's a few different versions, but basically it's a Space Engineers horror scenario, which is very fun. But it does have its issues. So we're going to be going through and completely redesign this thing from scratch, and pretty much everything is going to change. I guess the first thing to do is we're just going to go ahead and make a new world here. So that's probably the most important part about making a scenario, is to have a world to work with. For this, I think we're probably going to start with an empty world, and we're going to customize it. So let me go ahead and set this up.
I joined the stream, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh, let me join the stream," and I just hear myself saying it.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and try to figure out what exactly we would use as mods. So I'm just gonna look through like this mod list I have, and we're just gonna think about which ones are probably
Smooth
ideal.
voxels.
Smooth voxels would be nice, but I don't think it's that necessary.
Really?
Oh yeah, I should probably speak. Salutations.
So yeah, today we are
Balls.
joined by Healthanker, Rob, Steel Dragon, and Phoenix.
Ooh, you cut out.
It happens.
No, the Steel Dragon's just not here. See? Even
No, I'm
Discord
here.
wasn't here.
I guess I'm just not mentioned.
Bruh.
Yep, you're not here either.
Dang. Dang.
I think this might be
Salutations.
good to prevent some lag. Actually, maybe we want the scenario to have the least amount of mods possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
might be a good idea.
What about that one optimization mod I seen?
Maybe, I'm
the
using
block optimization mod that
yeah,
doesn't
I'm using,
render blocks
block.
that aren't visible.
Yeah, that's block culling. That's what I'm going to
The
be
block
using.
culling,
That
that's
will
it.
help out.
Nice.
Also, it does have some glitches when it comes to certain modded blocks as well. We're not going to be using that much.
Drago, hear me out. There should be one of the locations should be a crash ship.
I
I
suggested
do have
that
that-
too, but
No,
it's
I
too
do.
deep
No,
underground.
I do actually have that planned.
Well, the thing is, if we're underground, how did our ship crash?
So
If our
I'll
ship
get to
could
that
get
later,
other
but that's not something I'll discuss here in the stream. But that is something I do want to make in this scenario.
You're back.
I'm just gonna look through to see what else we need. Buildable trees. This mod is gonna be very useful for us.
I don't know those buildable trees.
That's gonna be nice.
It will be nice, yes.
We'll use Edge Begun just so things look nicer. Let's see what else. The Grid AI range extender would be nice, but I don't think we need it, to be honest.
Mhm.
Grid
Mm.
pickup mod would probably be a good one.
Uh,
It'd be fun
Oh
to
yeah,
pick
grid
up
pickup,
small
yeah.
things.
I've seen that one. We definitely should have that.
Yeah, that's something we should definitely use.
Oh, we're
HUD
gonna
The HUD
instant
compass is
projector.
very important for knowing where you are, considering we're going to make a map that is very wide. So you do want to have a sense of direction.
Instant
That's true.
projector. We need that for spawning the enemies.
That is something we do
Oh,
need.
yep, that's
It's
true.
It's
Yeah,
right down below.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Let's see here.
I'm
Honestly, you might be able to use balls. You might be able to use the Nebula mod for making a fog effect.
It could be interesting, but I don't think we need the
But
effects considering the.
That would be really experimental, and I feel like if we're gonna do that, we would.
Also, I
have to
don't
do
think
everything.
I don't know if it'll carry over over Workshop or not.
I
Oh
think one
yeah,
of the
probably
biggest
wouldn't.
issues with that
No,
would be performance as well, maybe.
Well, no, I've used the Nebula mod. It doesn't have performance
True.
issues, and it's something you place into the world, and it's like a weather effect, but it stays permanently, so
Mhm.
it should transfer over.
Thing is, weather
Interesting.
effects do affect people that have lower.
True,
Yeah.
but I mean, all it does is just place a bunch of like smoke effects. Not exactly smoke. It's just literally like a solid. It's a solid smoke effect that slowly spins.
Should I have the health bars mod on this just to show the health of enemies?
yes.
But
That
might be-
on it-
That
I
might
see.
actually be useful.
Yeah.
because then you can say there's something with the HUD.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also, whoever
Recyclable
said,
batteries
whoever
isn't
said,
that
whoever said
useful.
balls in chat, you deserve a medal. Definitely. I don't know
I
who that
want
is.
you. I want you to guess who types balls into chats.
I don't
Uh,
know. Probably you.
I don't know. Sam.
Is that Sam?
No, that is not Sam.
No, it's not Sam.
Is that Sam?
That is not Samurai at all.
Proceeds to report.
Okay, so
Who
another
are
thing
you,
we're gonna
Ed?
need.
Are we going to have mech weapons for the enemies? That way,
Yeah, I just need to find that mod. I know it's in here somewhere.
because
Be the
it makes nice weapons
go.
for bugs.
BattleTech WC. That one is. Because this one actually has some pretty decent weapons that the
BattleTech
enemies can
W.
use. Energy weapons are very short range, because we don't want enemies to be sniping from all the way across the map. Like we want weapons
yeah.
that have like
how-
around like 200-meter range and stuff like that. So that's a good one to use.
Hey,
Now,
Drago.
we need a mod that has hand weapons. Do you think the Engineer's Defense Kit would be good, or is there a different?
What about the Halo weapon, handheld Halo weapons? There's a up to date version on the workshop.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, Warfare 2 Fix Halo Unity handheld weapon arsenal. It has more of. I mean, the Engineer's Defense Kit could also be nice because like flamethrowers.
Yeah, I
and
do have it
stuff.
here because I've messed with the Engineer's Defense Kit and it does have a decent variety of weapons. That's pretty good. And I
My
think it's
main-
more fun for
The main
pickups.
reason why I prefer Halo is because
Oh,
it
yeah.
has sniper rifles
Also,
and Engineer's Defense Kit does not.
the stable grenade pack. It gives grenades you can throw.
That might be interesting for dealing with some bigger bugs if you're just going on foot.
Yeah.
Actually,
hey,
look at
Drago.
that real quick.
Whose mic died?
Are you talking about the hand grenade?
Oh yeah.
Hand
Yeah, I
weapons,
think
grenade.
so.
Oh, let me actually look at this mod real quick. So he has grenades and a grenade launcher.
Maybe we'll stream
And does this
story.
work? Does this
Yes.
work with Weapon Core or no?
I don't know, man. I literally have never used weapon core.
Hold on, let's see. This actually has a pretty decent weapons in here that might work pretty well. I don't know how well they're gonna work with let's see here.
You could just make grenades hella expensive.
Because this might have a decent amount of weapons, because this thing has a knife, grenades, C4, short barrel shotguns, a Desert Eagle, revolver, grenade launcher, flamethrower, an MG, the minigun. There's a bunch of different options.
Hey, Drago.
Mm-hmm.
What could be a interesting late game weapon is the Type 42 heavy anti-equipment magnetic railgun. It's a handheld weapon.
It would be
Jesus.
fun, but the thing is, we don't want to have like too much stuff. Because
True.
Yeah.
the idea is that
True.
this scenario takes place in a kind of research facility. Granted, it's
And
a secret one,
any-
but we're not gonna have like super like militarized weapons for the most part. Like
Also,
there'll be
any
a
like
few,
heavy
but
weaponry, I think, should be stationary, so you can't bring it with you.
Yeah.
a lot of the heavier weaponry will be completely stationary.
I
Or the ammo will be
Gotcha.
incredibly rare to the point where you'll barely.
I
use it.
think
My
I-
internet is dying.
you should
Yeah.
add. Do we have the grab mod or whatever?
Which one?
The one that lets you grab
grid
grids
pickup?
because you
Yes.
should be able to. Yeah. Okay.
got that.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, so that is something
Yeah.
you can do to kind of just pull like fixed weapons around, but there's not going to be very many options for that.
All right. I have a plan for a weapon. You see, it's a railgun, but it's on a wheelbarrow.
A wheelbarrow gun.
That's pretty funny, but it's also going to be kind of difficult to do. I'm going to go ahead and
How do you? I'm struggling.
I'm going to just grab this mod, and I hope it actually works.
Who's the Jurgen?
That's Twan.
That's one.
Hello.
Okay,
Hi,
so
Juan.
if I refresh
me
this,
have
we
your
should be
Hello,
able to
Juan.
do this.
Don't mind
And
my
yeah,
stroke.
hopefully this
It's
this
hard.
mod actually works. So yeah, I'm
not too
gonna
late.
be adding,
Don't worry, you're not too late. Yeah.
What if I have both the Engineer's Defense Kit and the Hand Weapons mod? Or should I have only one or the other?
You could probably have both.
Yeah, that just
Well,
means you're gonna have to
which-
sneakily find a way to put all those weapons all over the map.
We're gonna have to rigorously.
Oh, don't
test-
worry. I
we're
think
gonna
I can help with that.
We're gonna have to test
Hmm.
all the guns like a lot.
Oh yeah, we can definitely do some testing before we
Glow
actually
blocks
throw them in, and
mod.
we can just like plan out which weapons we're gonna be using and which ones work. Let me go ahead and
What is
find the hand weapons mod. There it
Do
is.
I have to disconnect this for it to work?
Done. Oh, we can also just use a harpoon as well.
Oh yeah, the harpoon mod came out, didn't it?
I think there was a new one,
Oh.
but I used the other one. I think it works fairly well. Now, build info and build vision is also pretty good as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Find those.
Computer.com,
I don't
glowing block.
personally. I don't use those that much because I'm very used to the very basic building style. But if you guys don't use those, you're free to do so. So yeah.
Hmm.
So that's all the mods. You have block culling, buildable, trees and bushes, edge beacon, grid pickup, HUD compass, instant projector, extra large blocks, health bars, weapon core, the BattleTech pack, hand weapons with the grenade launcher, harpoon with rope, build info, build vision. I'm gonna go and add the Engineer's Defense Kit. Is that everything, or is there
Okay.
something we're missing?
I believe that should be good for now. If we need anything else, we can add it later.
We can add it later for sure. And I don't want to add any skyboxes yet because we need to be able to see what we're doing.
Yeah.
That is true. That is
So
true.
now we're gonna go through, and one thing that is an issue for the previous scenario, character inventory size is too small. So I'm gonna make it times 10.
Ah.
Well, you could have the light supply vehicles. Like,
There will
like
be vehicles that allow you to carry stuff around, but ideally, the problem was it was just too difficult to carry all the ammo and stuff that you actually needed.
True. If you make a really good mobile home, like tractor thing.
But yeah, I'll make it so the block inventory size will be realistic.
Wait,
Yeah,
was it not realistic
makes-
before?
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you know the cargo containers and stuff will only be able to carry a little bit, but your character's gonna hold a lot. Or maybe
Yeah.
they'll do a times 5, not a times 10. I think that seems more realistic. Now assembler efficiency, refinery, all this stuff we're gonna set to just realistic or just minimum, because none of these are
Oh,
gonna be used here at all.
That reminds me, there's a mod that allows you to turn off the player's ability to make blocks. So you could just make it so they can't make assemblers or refineries. 'Cause it's
No, I
gonna
mean
break.
the thing is, in this scenario, you're not even gonna be able to have any tools.
True. Okay, yeah.
So I say
gets
turn
rid
off
of that.
asteroids. Yeah, so you won't have any welders, grinders. You can't even access an assembler. There's no assemblers. Maybe there'll be refiners, but there won't be any way to actually make anything. And you won't be able to find them either. So that will help out. Now limit world size. I don't think this really matters too much. Let me check.
Make sure do not limit world size because if you're trying to find a location, world size completely ruins your ability to do that. I
View
put a limit world
distance. I'm
size.
gonna lower the view distance to 7 kilometers for performance reasons. Let's see. Sun rotation. I'm gonna make this long, a whole day.
Yep. 24 hours?
Yeah, because if you have it a day, because if you turn it off, you can't actually move the sun manually. But if you
Yeah.
have it a day, it just never moves pretty much. But you can move it around.
Yeah, so
Alright.
this will be helpful so that way we can put the sun in an ideal location where it'll just be like always sunny or always dark depending on how we're building.
Also, if you play long enough where the time changes, then respectfully get a life.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Max objects. Small objects spawn in space. Let's lower that because we don't need so many. Same with the NPC limit. I'm going to take away block limits. Spawn distance doesn't matter too much. Max offline broadcast assets. The maximum distance broadcast controller would transmit messages when its owner is offline.
You want that really high. It's just so you can have like text
20
bots.
kilometers.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. So, what are things we need? We can disable these later, but let's see. Enable spectator, the auto healing, show player names, starts or damage. This doesn't really matter. You can just turn this off. Weapons enabled, yep. Destructible blocks, yes. Respawn. This will be turned off at a later point for sure. Random counters, I'll turn that off.
Oh yeah, make sure to turn off cargo ships.
Jetpack will be turned off
Yeah,
later.
cargo ships off.
Also, to turn off random signals, whatever they're called.
I'm gonna turn that off. I don't know why it's on by default. Friendly rocket damage.
Also, make sure.
Oh, that's
ships are on.
interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off enable respawn ships. Auto respawn,
Um,
leave on.
Make sure scripts are on.
Yeah, I'll turn that on. Enable economy. I'll turn that on.
Really? Why would you want to count?
So one thing that was interesting about the actually I might turn this off. I don't know. Does this affect like shop blocks and contract blocks and that kind of stuff?
It affects AI contract blocks, but contract
Okay,
blocks that
so
we
I'll
set
leave that
doesn't
off.
change.
Because one thing in the previous
Yeah.
scenario was you were able to find money, but there was no purpose for it.
Also, economy spawn stations everywhere. Says
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
leave that off.
person over their name.
One makes a
Weather
good point.
system.
It does spawn stations.
Enable temporary containers to spawn after destroying a block inventory. I'll turn that off. Just so stuff
Honestly,
falls into
that
the
might
range.
be good since it would reduce lag. Since when it gets destroyed, it wouldn't throw a bunch of resources everywhere. Just drop down a box.
Well, the thing is that most things won't even have that much stuff in them.
True.
This will just drop like a. This will just drop like a very basic like container on the ground. I don't know if that's very realistic for like if an enemy has something or if like a.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
But also, like in like a lot of games, like yes, the enemy when they died, like they drop per se a meat pile, but the meat pile is usually just a reskinned cargo container.
Yeah, pretty much. But in this case, I don't want this to be all that crazy because of the fact that there's not really
Alright,
going to be any
I
cases where
returned.
someone's carrying a lot of stuff.
Sorry about that. Our internet provider servers crashed for a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, I recommend glowing blocks as well. That's one of the things I was wanting to recommend right as my internet crashed. I
which
used a
I
different mod
recommend
pack though.
That's what I recommended them.
hmm
Yeah, one.
Cargo ships on scripts. Enable
Did you
tool tray.
add build info and build vision?
Yes.
I think we already got that.
Yes, those were also added.
Also, I don't think we should have cargo ships on.
Enable subgroup damage. Enable unknown 6. I'll turn that off and that off. Subgrouting we're not really going to be using. I'll turn this
Honestly,
off. I'll turn
subgroup
that
damage
off.
might be helpful since having subgroup damage on completely removes the ability to have clang, and clang is usually bad.
Well, yes and no. Subgrid damage means that your subgrids can actually damage each other. So we
Yeah,
have just have
but-
this
but-
on
but-
for.
Oh, the
For
reason clang
reasons.
happens is because your subgrids can't damage each other, so it just creates an infinite vortex out of nothingness.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, then we'll have to make sure that it doesn't clang in the first place.
True, but also when things get dented, they can start clanging. But if you have subgrid damage on, it'll just destroy itself instead of explode the server.
Okay. I'm gonna send the glow block mod pack I use.
Let's see. Is there a specific mod you wanted? Because I don't think we
Excellent.
need to worry about glowing blocks and stuff like that, because there's certain skins that do that already.
Yeah, there's the neon skins.
Yeah,
Those
but they
work
look
very well.
better for something like if we add lava. I recommend Exodus
No,
glowing
actually,
parts more
for
up to
for
date.
lava, the way that I do lava is really simple. It's basically just a bunch of LCDs that are
Yeah. But
Start
you
with,
can
like-
see the it won't look as nice as glowing blocks due to the fact you can see the edges.
I've
And-
seen Dragon's Lava, and, you
And
can't see
also,
so
uh,
no.
Oh,
have a
yeah,
solution,
LCDs have a
so-
load range.
They do have a load range, but here's the thing. Now we have access to panels. So
I
we
still
can
personally recommend glowing parts.
I guess. Yeah, we can probably work with that then.
I personally recommend Exodus due to the fact it's more up to date, and the one Juan posted has a weird texture.
So this is called Exodus?
Yep. I sent it in.
Yeah,
I sent it to you
I
on
made a ship
Discord.
named the Exodus. They stole my name.
You did not send me it through DMs, unfortunately.
It was in stream room, open chat. Just put it in general though.
Glowing parts. Okay, there it is. I'll look it up real quick. I'll just grab that and hope it works.
Just a warning, there is one block that has known to crash your server, and it's the inverted round corner.
Okay, then we'll just not use that then.
Yeah. And
Nice.
it's like, why would you ever even need to use that anyways?
True.
But yeah, that one has been known to crash your server sometimes.
Yep, Exodus glowing parts. Not bad at that. And that should be everything set up for the world. All these are pretty important. So I'll go ahead and start.
Alright.
And we're just gonna see if all these mods work together. This is gonna be pretty important.
Yep.
Should you enable temporary containers?
No, we don't really need it.
It might be useful, though.
In what way?
Good
To
point.
be honest, it would just create a bit more lag anyways,
True.
because
Yeah.
constant containers being spawned from every single, you know,
It only spawns
thing that
them
has an inventory.
Like, yeah.
Even then, it would actually be less laggy because instead of
That
just
sounds
dropping
good.
everything on the
Well-
floor, it would be in one entity instead of like.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
None of the enemies are actually gonna have anything in their inventories whatsoever.
Wouldn't they have ammo?
True.
They're gonna be using energy weapons, so they don't even use ammo. They're just
Oh.
power based.
Gotcha.
That's true. I'd also like to state that if, like, we're probably not going to use this, but if we have temporary cargo containers on, we can make cargo bombs for dramatic effect.
Dude, what is up with my audio? There we go. Like for some reason the audio was just at max volume, but though I have it like just an inch forward.
Mm.
Let's see, edit settings.
By the way, you should make a Steam playlist called Acrylophobia.
That's just for the first scenario. I'm already made
Or not Acrylophobia, Xenogenesis, I mean.
yeah, I will be doing that. I already made a YouTube playlist for that. So as we make these, they'll all be in one. But as I make the scenarios, they're all going to be in one big group. Once we actually make them, that is. So I need to figure out. There's enable spacesuit respawn. Don't know why that was off. So we need to go ahead and just figure out the ideal location for this scenario to actually happen in.
All right.
I think probably the best way to work with this would be to not quite sure. Trying to figure it out. So we want to start with a planet, and we need to find the perfect location on that planet. So one of the key features of this scenario is that your character is going to be on a specific planet that does not have breathable oxygen. So we need to go ahead and spawn that in. Now, that does eliminate some options. You know, you can't really have Earth-like, you can't have Pertium, you can't have Triton. We don't want the gravity to be very high, so we can't use Titan, the Moon, Europa. So it leaves us with pretty much Mars and Alien. Add the 2 aliens.
I think isn't Alien known to be a bit of a laggy planet?
I'm
It
not quite
also
sure. I think part of the
looked
lag of it is
bad.
probably from the the spiders spawning constantly.
I'm pretty sure Alien is also known to be a bit of a laggier planet because it has. I don't remember why, but
I would like to personally vote against Alien because it just looks bad.
I hate Alien.
It's far too bright, and it's
we could look into modded planets.
I could look into modded planets, but
Modded
the
planets
thing
are
is,
always
we
good
need
to know.
something with a decent amount of variety. We don't want just like one big
Mhm.
area.
I mean,
And
yeah, Alien works. Oh, that
Alien
place.
works because of the variety
Canyons.
of locations, and plus because of the way that we're going to be working with this, the likelihood of actually having the region. Sorry, I was thinking about 2 things simultaneously. My brain can't process 2 things at once. Yeah, basically, lots of modded planets tend to be like very uniform, just having one biome across the whole thing, or at least like not having too much variety. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to have a lot of variety in a small area. So I think Alien can work for that. And now that I think about it, if I want this to work properly, I probably want a smaller alien planet. So let's see, instead of 120, maybe I can go for
30.
80.
Oh, that's why I was being odd because my internet cut out. I was like super
I just want to
behind
see
on your stream.
how large these areas are. Because the thing is that all these planets, they don't necessarily have different seeds on their generation. They're actually the same texture map. The seeds only really change the tree generation and stuff of that nature, so it's pretty easy to find certain areas on the map. Now I'm gonna look at where I'm at here and see the distance between the desert here. So based on the sizing of the trees, I guess this is a decently wide area. I'm actually just gonna measure here. So from this side of the canyon here, let's go ahead and make a GPS.
Only 19 mods. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not too
Like
bad.
3 times what I'm used to.
Let me go ahead and jump to the other side of the area. So about 11 kilometers from one side to the other. I think that's pretty good. If we look at the larger planets over here and try to compare the width of the desert here, we're going to end up with, let's go ahead and measure from, let's
Your
measure from
stream
here.
quality is so bad you can't read anything that's on it.
That's fine.
I mean, 720 is better than nothing.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
2.
I find it minorly comical though.
So
It
what do you
should
got?
increase in
guys-
quality when he uploads it.
It also should increase in quality if he stops moving so much.
That is true. I am moving a lot.
He's moving quite a bit.
How do you guys think about the desert being like 15 to 20 kilometers wide?
Yeah.
I think
I
that should be
mean-
good.
Okay, we
'Cause-
should get like the rover we're gonna drive and drive it
Dude,
across.
I
and
have
see
a
how
Oh,
long
really
that
we're
good-
takes.
not
I have a
doing that yet.
Yeah, I do have a big rover that's very good, but it's kind of big.
So, the reason why I'm trying to measure out the distance of the desert is because the area that I want to actually be playable goes beyond the desert by just a little bit, so you have some like the green areas off to the side.
Yep.
But
Oh, wait, the green area is gonna be like Badlands.
well, the thing is, the desert's only going to be like one section because I'm looking for a very specific area of desert that has access to a lake, it has some green, and actually has some of that yellow on the side too.
Wait, there's
so-
lakes on. I haven't been on Alien very much.
So yeah,
Yeah, there's lakes.
the reason why
Oh.
I'm measuring the distance there is because of the curvature, and that's really
Okay.
important because we're actually going to put another planet like directly on top to basically make like almost like a
Wait,
sandwich of
wait.
air in between, and that's where the
Oh,
scenario is
look
going to
under
be.
you. Is the lake red?
What's up?
Hey, wait, look underneath you. Is there a lake underneath
Yeah.
you?
There is a lake right there.
Hang on, your stream is like
popping.
really far behind.
Yeah.
Is
That's
they're
typical.
probably
Okay, yeah, wait, if the lake is red, hear me out. We download the water mod and we have an Iron Lung reference, because I have an Iron Lung. Shit.
Oh,
The water mod would just cause even more issues in this scenario.
Okay,
though.
fair enough. Hear me out, though. I do think we should have one of those on a crane that's like prepared to drop it down.
Okay,
That would
I'm
be
gonna do a bit of a test here. If I grab a moon that is maximum size, okay?
Why do I have a purple square in my top
I
left
might
corner?
make an iron lung
What?
scenario. I'm debating.
Purple?
Okay, let
Yeah,
me
I have like
try
a
my
purple
best
square
to
in my
place
top left
this so it's
corner.
not in
Oh
either
wait,
planet.
really quick question: is voxel damage on?
We're gonna test that. You can test it out real quick if you want. Unless
Look
it's
on my
on
stream and look on the
Oh. That's
Top
so
left corner of my
that's high
picture.
quality, bud.
So
Oh,
this is
that's-
why there's a bit of an issue right here, because the thing is I need to lower this moon down enough so that way it covers this area and
Yo,
makes it
it's
feel like it's in a cave.
It's
I believe there's a mod you can download that allows you to spawn lower.
No,
or
I could spawn
smaller
lower. It's just my
planet.
character was in the way. No, I could make the planet smaller. I was just testing because see, with the bigger alien-like planet here, it's difficult to get a cave-like feel from this.
You
Yeah.
could get a.
Which is why if you make this smaller, if you make this planet smaller, then that actually allows that to cover that area a bit easier.
Wait, so why are we spawning a whole nother planet?
It's
Wait,
to make a
time
cave
out,
without
time out,
without doing a
I-
lot of voxel deformation.
I
The
would
spawn
like to
deformation
propose
can create
something.
lag.
Yeah.
How about we make what's it called, a world box, the decoration that makes the galaxy, like all the stars and stuff in the background. Why not just
Mhm.
make a cave one?
Well, we're gonna be starting in space, I believe, at first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a ship that goes down. Oh yeah, by the way, we still need to vote on which ship we're gonna use. I have a ship that could work.
No, we're actually going to be building a ship from scratch.
Oh
Alright.
yeah,
But no,
That's why I put all the
not
reference
the big
images in.
ship, but the small ship. Not the big ship, but the small. The
yo,
little ship.
it's
They shut
No,
it
it's not
Minecraft.
the right planet. Okay, I'm going to remove these planets.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That is a planet inside of a planet.
Yep, that is something you can do. Hold on.
This is how moons are made.
This is
Oh,
removal.
okay,
Because
then.
I am trying to experiment and try to get this thing to work, and it's really difficult.
You truck.
So let's get an alien planet that is, well, 19 kilometers is the smallest. It's a tiny planet.
The thing
It
is,
won't get much
the bigger you make the alien planet, the more cave area you can have. Because if you have two small planets, the point where it'll create a cave is actually kind of small because of the roundness of the planet.
That is true. Yeah. But the
So,
thing
one of
is
the planets
also because of
be
the
bigger.
roundness of the planet, we do have some other issues. I could try making it
Honestly,
bigger.
If you make the moon bigger, it might make it easier.
That's
Because
why
the
I
moon's
was
Um,
planning on making the moon bigger than the other planet.
Can I post some more images in spacecraft concept?
Where is
Sure, if it
spacecraft? Concept?
fits.
I don't see that chat anywhere.
You don't have a role.
Dragon, how could you?
Okay, you didn't request it.
I did.
There it is. You have the aircraft role.
Thank you. I did request a role, and he decided to put it in my name instead of giving me the role. So he wouldn't
Alright,
make
let me
custom
go
role.
ahead and
Absolutely.
place this right here. I'm actually, if I place the green directly onto the planet, will it phase through or will it not?
Hear me out. Hear me out. If we can make, I've made working grav rings before. We could theoretically make a working grav ring for people to explore.
Okay, that's close. It's almost what I want, but it's very close. You can see here. We just need to lower it more, but it is getting kind of the idea. And this area in between, there's still a gravity towards the higher gravity planet down here.
I like that first one that Phoenix posted.
The first image
Yeah,
that Phoenix posted. Where's the first image Phoenix posted?
in spacecraft.
I just see dragons.
Right, it's
Oh,
put all the way at the
that one?
bottom.
I honestly,
Or-
to be fully honest, I don't like that style too much.
I feel like that's way too far future for this scenario.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the second to last picture Drago sent. I want to make a little cute drone that follows you around.
Yeah, so that's something we'll
it-
deal with when we get there. Right now, we're in the pre-design phase.
Redesign.
Who put
Hello.
who put me in a
person.
box?
What? I would never.
No,
Okay, let me
never.
go further
Rob.
away here, and I'm gonna go
I'm
ahead.
not even in the
and-
world. I'm playing from the depths.
Never
Oh, it
mind.
seems to have been flung.
Who's doing
So,
that?
if I was to put this right here and actually lower it like that much, will it go into the planet or not?
It's
I can
so
lower it
weird
even
to
more.
hear a dragon talk and then like 20 seconds later. See.
Hellflinker did it.
Also, who is Kiko? Kiko said hi. Hi, Kiko.
Hello, Kiko.
I don't know who you are, but
Hello.
hello.
Alright.
Hello, my friend.
God
I guess
damn it,
before
these
we
are just
do
giving
the,
me
at least we do
schizophrenia.
a moon thing. I think we should figure out the actual area that the map is taking place on. At least we know that the moon system is kind of
Yeah,
working.
we need to find a good like kind of cave-ish area.
Yeah, so I
where
have
we
a
can set
specific
it up.
area in mind because if we assume that the texture map on all the plants is the same regardless of what you put on it, or the seed, then there's always going to be an area that's the same no matter what. And I've seen this area multiple times through just exploring the
I
Alien
think,
Planet.
honestly, yeah, we just bury one of those canyons.
Yeah, but we're going to be burying some of these cans and making the moon can like just touch over these. But there's specific areas like this. See this right here? This isn't the right one, I don't think, but basically there are areas where you could probably bring a rover down into, and it creates this nice little canyon area, which is
The problem is that
fantastic.
canyon cave is really small.
Well, the thing is, this is not the canyon I'm looking for.
True.
This is the complete wrong area.
Hey Drago, can you give us stat, or can you give us admin in game so we can teleport around and stuff?
Oh yeah. Hey,
Sure, don't cause too much trouble though.
hey Drago. I have a really good respawning system that I was planning to use for the pirate one. Pirate
Well,
scenario.
For a respawn system in this scenario, because I know one issue in the previous scenario was that whenever you died, you would respawn back at the starting area, and I was originally inspired by kind of like more hardcore kind of games where if you die, you'd restart the whole thing from the start. But that system doesn't work too well considering that people aren't really a fan of those rage kind of games where you have to restart from scratch.
I was just gonna like a mix of the two though.
Instead, for this, I was thinking that there would be set spawn points that you could find, maybe.
My system is there's set spawn points you can find, but if you have to be there to let the people respawn, and before you're there, they get sent to a place affectionately nicknamed Valheim, or Valhalla, or whatever. Not Valheim, Valhalla. And you just sit there and wait for your team, if they survive, to make it to a respawn point where they can respawn all the dead team members. But you have to be there.
So
There's player sensors.
I like that system, and I have an idea of how to do that. So the initial start of the scenario is going to have something like that. That's going to be on by default, but the moment someone spawns, it's going to initiate that system. So that becomes a respawn point only if someone's near it. And it'll turn off after someone leaves it.
Or you can
so
make the spawn area.
There'll be one respawn point per region in the map.
The thing is, you could also make the spawn area, like the space station, you could make that what's affectionately called Valheim, where, like, if you die and you're waiting for a respawn, you could just walk around and explore the space station. And then once your team gets to a respawn point,
the problem about that is that completely changes the dynamic of the scenario, and it kind of detaches you from the story because you're no longer in the story. You kind of just jumping back and forth, which isn't great for the.
Or we can just make a waiting zone. The waiting zone just has to have things that you can do, like balls to kick around to be entertaining, because there's nothing worse than sitting there and having to do nothing.
Juan puts up a good point. What if someone's playing solo?
Then it'd basically be
have fun.
Yeah, if someone's playing solo, that means when you die, it's just game over. Which is one way I think would be interesting to play scenario, to have like a one life system. But I think we could also have we can have a button or something that changes.
That's what I was thinking too.
We can have the hardcore mode and then the respawn mode.
We can use the signal blocks for that.
What about the spot that I'm at right now? So I think it's pretty cavey and tubular.
I'll look at it in a moment. I'm just looking for a very specific
spot.
Yeah.
Let's
see, delete.
The spot looks pretty nice.
Is this the right area I was thinking of? Where it's one right here, and there's the lake right there, and there should be another one.
I'm gonna reconnect real quick to see if that gets rid of the purple square on the top left of my screen. No, it's it's broken part of Space Juniors.
Yep.
You restart Space
No,
Juniors.
Where's the other key? I recognize this area, but there should be another key.
The Grimace Cube.
Yep, so this is the region that I was thinking about. I'm gonna make a GPS here, and I'm gonna go see which region you were talking about.
I mean, we just shrink down the planet a little, and then.
Yeah, but we'd have to find everything again. Ooh, you're underground a bit. This is a nice canyon-like area, but unfortunately, that's not very big of a playable area. You have to find ways to actually get around certain locations and dig. Not to mention the ground is very uneven. It's going to be difficult for enemies to travel.
True.
Oh right, we need to
Mhm.
rely on those.
Yeah, because the thing is that the enemies are going to be using AI blocks, and unfortunately, when AI is doing things on the ground, it really tries to flatten out, and that can cause a lot of issues. But yeah, the region that I found here is pretty neat because you have this kind of like large open area here in the middle, which could be divided into multiple sub areas. Over here, you happen to have this canyon, which is pretty interesting if you want to make this an area where you travel between regions. There's different areas you can kind of go around. I believe there is another canyon over. I don't remember. I think it needs to load. There it is. There's one right here, which is also really nice. So you could travel from that side over there, go through the canyon here, and that allows you to go through there. So that means that this area here will be only one way. You would fall down and you have to go around that way to go back. And there's
Ooh.
other areas you can try to find ways around. But what's
That
nice is you
does
also have
kind
a
of
lake
look like
here.
an entrance.
Yeah, you have a lake right
Yeah.
here as well, and you have a lot of stuff here to explore. More canyon too. And I think that's a pretty large playable area that you're able to work with. And we can divide this entire region into a lot of different
Oh yeah, is this scenario gonna be forced first person?
yes.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually thinking about
I
that.
have a black
The
screen.
original scenario has forced first person, but the thing is, third person is very abusable. You can use it to find like look around corners and stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy forced first.
Yeah.
It's also forced first person makes it a lot more scary since
It
makes you
does
feel
make
like
it more
you're there.
scary because the thing is, it is a horror scenario, so you want to basically feel like you're actually in the character. You want to like see it from their point of view.
Yeah.
And then also
Mhm.
makes it so when you're piloting a vehicle, it becomes a lot more hands-on as well because you don't have that third person where you see everything.
Yeah,
You have
either
the
need
limited
someone else
visibility that makes it
have
more
blind spots.
difficult. That becomes more fun to play with.
I do think it makes it a lot more fun too.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
that's kind of
I'd
what I'm
agree.
going for here.
As you know, my scenario also is forced first person.
Okay, so right now there is a bit of an issue here, and that is that I need to figure out how to divide this region. Figure out where the playable area is and how to divide it. So, like, should I think about like a screenshot from here?
Well,
I'm trying to like get an idea of how we're gonna make this work. Hold on, let me maybe right here because we can kind of see everything. Actually, let me go more this way.
I did it. Hold on. Just
F12. So now we have.
I always
a
hate
what the
how
hell? I got ejected, like Among Us.
Okay, and I need to check if voxel damage is on as
Wasn't-
well.
Wait, that wasn't even the game that ejected me. That was just my character.
My keyboard cut
Ooh,
out.
ping.
Oh.
It died. Okay.
Oh no.
That's fine.
Oh no!
I
Oh
died.
no! You deleted my character.
Deleted his.
Okay, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna have to
go-
rejoin again.
How do you
Oh my
delete someone's
god!
character?
If you delete a vehicle while we're in it, sometimes it'll delete your character.
That's in the
Oh,
hobby.
before. Okay,
That's
so we do
funny.
have
Well, now-
voxel damage in here, which I'm gonna have to remove.
oh, yeah. Voxel damage. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove all the grids in the world real quick.
Sure. There is.
And I'm also
no
gonna go a
word.
decent distance away so that regenerates. But we know which region we're working with now. I've set GPS at that already. Now, voxel damage is a problem
Wow.
because when
I'm
you're
dead.
using vehicles, we don't want things to destroy the map.
You-
We don't want people to figure out how to dig. Yeah,
You
using
can
that,
also
so-
break. You can also break the map pretty easily if you can just
Oh.
dig through anything
Yeah.
by ramming.
Mhm.
Oh, I just had another thought of a mod we should add, Draga. We should add admin blocks through the fact it adds an admin block protector in case there's some areas or bases that aren't
We can
supposed to
use-
take damage.
No, we can just use the immortal exploit. It's fine.
Yeah,
but
it's really easy. I have,
admin
I
block
have
protector's
the
just
I have the
easier.
large grid immortal block.
Yeah,
that we use.
immortal exploit's a lot easier than a mod. It's literally
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy. I use it all the time.
Yeah, let me go ahead and find where voxel damage is.
I feel like the admin block protector would be
It should
easier.
be
No, it's
think-
not. Trust me. Me and
On
Jake
the
are using
bottom.
Immortal. It's so much easier. It's literally like 3 buttons to make a grid Immortal. It's easier than admin mods.
Yeah.
Really, because the admin block protector, you just place it on the grid, then it's
Yeah,
instantly
the Immortal
mod-loaded.
block, you just place it on the grid and it makes it Immortal.
Well, it's the other way actually. But,
Uh,
I'm simplifying it, okay? I know, but I'm simplifying
I'm not
it
too
minor.
worried either way because the thing is that the 5x5 blocks I'll be using have so much health that ramming into them won't do anything.
Gotcha.
In fact, I don't think shooting at them will do anything either. Or you're gonna have to do a lot. You're gonna be wasting so much ammo just to break one of them. To get into a new region that might not help you that much. So I don't know. I guess you could use it for some kind of speed run if you really wanted to. If you want to like use, I don't know, 100 magazines to get through a wall.
You could also just, Immortal the wall. If you
Yeah.
really wanted. If we really wanted.
Also, admin block protector or admin block mod pack adds stuff like admin reactors, admin hydrogen tanks, etc. But
But you could just like, I don't know. A way I've gotten around things like that is I just have a mod for a battery that never runs out.
That's basically what it is, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's basically what Phoenix is talking about. It's the same kind of thing, just giving you admin stuff.
And then it also
Now,
gives you like near infinite power.
This hole that was created, I need to go and fix this. So one thing I need to do is I need to set up the trash removal here. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and just look up at another tab how trash removal works so we can set this up properly.
I could help set it up because I
Oh.
do that for
Because I've done it before for
the server.
I'll say the server trash removal isn't perfect. There are so many
Do you
bits
need
that don't
help
get
cleaning voxels? I know how to do that once
I
I
know how
get
to
it.
do that as well. Just I need to figure this out. Let's see, stations. If unchecked, static grids will not be removed. Yeah, that's fine. If unchecked, grids with an angular velocity not be removed. Defaults to on. I'm gonna turn this off so things that are moving could be removed. Or, sorry, grids with an angular
Like-
velocity below will not be removed. What do you guys think about us in the stationary? I think I'll keep this
hell?
off so things that are slightly moving can't be deleted.
Wait, how did you spawn, Phoenix?
Uh,
You just
there's a-
spawned in my rover, and then you randomly appeared.
probably because this is where my character is deleted.
Ah, hold up. I need to.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna save
hate
my
the-
vehicle and join y'all.
Linearly.
I hate the little bumpies on the voxels. I'm gonna
If this is
look for where
unchecked,
there isn't here.
the wording here is weird. If this is unchecked, grids with an angular velocity. Basically, if things are not moving and this is unchecked, things are not moving will not be removed.
I think powered items. It needs to have.
I think
no
I'll leave
power
that
to
on.
be removed.
So things that are stationary can be removed. But we're
Oh,
looking
yeah,
for
Jago,
things that anything that's not powered specifically. We check.
Diego, something I've learned from building my own scenario that's really helpful is have autosave off and then just save like consistently. So if you do accidentally do something terribly wrong or blow up everything, you can just quickly leave.
That's actually why we have backups, so you can always go back.
Gotta be honest, I didn't know backups were a thing.
Yeah,
Really?
I have the backup
just
set
had
to be like
autosave
5 or
off.
10.
I just have autosave off constantly.
I used to do that when I built maps on Minecraft, when autosave was a thing. So basically, I would turn that off and I would save from time to time, and then I would go back to a previous save if I messed up something.
If I mess up something, I just close the world.
Accelerate. If it's unchecked, grids with an angular
Right.
velocity that's increasing or linear velocity that's increasing will not be removed. It defaults to on. The wording is so weird. Now the thing that really matters here is powered. So if unchecked, grids with a max power output greater than 0 will not be removed. The defaults to off. I'm gonna hold on.
What?
I guess we should test this out. Hold on. If you have a battery sitting by itself, and you have one that is off, will it remove them? So I'm gonna go like this far away and just look at them here. The 2 blocks. Distance from player. I don't know how far we from player should it be. 200 blocks, 500 blocks. So if I go
Oh, yeah.
this far away, it does despawn. That's useful. So that's station over here, moving. I'm also going to go ahead and do this for Valkyrie. This is from player 500. Sorry, wrong button. Let's just remove this and hope that that voxel changes.
Let it be known that I hate alien voxels.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
vehicles. Are the vehicles are not gonna have O2 H2 generators on them, right?
Some of them, most of the time, no.
Okay.
They can
There'll
have
be very
oxygen
few
tanks
that have their
in
own
them, but-
oxygen systems. Because the thing is, I think the vehicles will be entirely hydrogen powered, so that way you will have to refuel them at specific
The
points.
thing is, hydrogen powered cars like never run out of fuel.
Depends. The vehicles here are going to be using 1x1 batteries, so they'll run out of battery charge super quickly.
Alright.
So their H2 will be running out over time as they're being used.
Now hear me out. Wait, look in the spacecraft chat. I want to build this thing. They're like right now. But one of the vehicles.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Ignoring obviously ignoring the 50 cal mount to the top of it.
Well,
Why is this voxel not reverting? Oh, it's not
Damn.
enabled.
Did you submit change?
oh, that would be.
But
Yeah, that
And didn't press enable
could
it.
be
It's
interesting.
It's currently not enabled anyway.
Wait,
Yeah,
who are you talking to?
for voxels it says
You.
enabled.
You-
There's a waiting
Look
for
at
the
the
whole
little-
fix.
I think that vehicle is a good design. A little
I-
tractor.
Is this an outdated? Huh? It should be up
Yo.
to date.
Hey, Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the spacecraft chat. I want to make this thing as one of the vehicles.
Yeah, I've seen it. Probably not going to be using that in this scenario, though.
Why not? Like, ignoring the gun, it looks a lot like a science vehicle.
Hey Drago, I think you might have an outdated version of Engineer's Fits Kit.
Probably. It's the one that works with, what's it called?
Open core.
It's the one that works with Weapon Core, but also with, what's it called? It's specifically meant for, Warfare 2. Because the other ones don't work with Warfare 2.
See. Maybe this is the up-to-date one then.
Yeah, it's just
I feel-
because it is an old mod, it hasn't really been updated much, and I don't know why the voxel is not working.
Let me look real quick. Trash removal, voxels.
Is there floating objects nearby? There shouldn't be. Come on,
Why did you
this.
spawn a
How
tree?
close is your character? Because sometimes you have to unrender the voxels for it to work, for some reason. So just go very
I'm
far
just gonna
away.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna take my character all the way here. It's like 10 kilometers away. And then if I go back to it, I'm hoping the hole was fixed wherever it was. I didn't keep track of it.
Yo, come over here. Oh yeah, can't aim down.
Oh yeah. Do you think
Yeah, voxel
these
deflection should
turrets
be-
might be reused, or would they be new turrets?
No, we're gonna be redoing a lot of things.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah,
What?
so
Just dodge.
I'm gonna double check that voxel deformation is off. We don't want to make a hole again.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and while we're at it, can you guys test out the different weapons to see if they work?
I'm
character
testing
weapons.
them.
Yep. Making sure they're not like too overpowered, or making sure that they work well enough.
Can we make a
Seems like
faction?
I'll make a faction later, because I gotta make some other factions as well.
Oh, by the way, just a note: the ballistic knife is very powerful.
Yeah, if that's the case, then we either have to make the ammo extremely limited, or just make them so they don't exist in the map.
But what's nice is you have to be very. Actually, no. Maybe this weapon core version isn't as powerful.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue setting things up.
Or no, it's just
Why is this
doing
one not
anything?
moving?
Let's see.
It's not doing any damage right now. Huh? Confusion.
So I'll turn this on.
It's not doing any damage.
So
think
if
it
it's
might be
controlled and
broken.
runs out of power, then it will be deleted. Now with respawn block might be kind of important.
Yeah. Dang, the ballistic
That's
knife seems
okay.
to be broken in this version of a mod pack. It's
That's
not doing
fine.
any damage. Or is it?
Is it powered?
It should do a minimal amount of damage.
It's not doing anything.
Stationary. If unchecked, it's
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Definitely hurts characters though.
if it's unchecked,
Interesting.
anything.
Try it on a small grid.
Alright, then
possible.
We're definitely behaving ourselves over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so if I
Just
I don't know if
grab
we have to get rid of all of the turrets because I think I did a good job on some of them.
some of
and just
them
re-
probably are fine, but the thing
reusing-
is that we'll probably be upgrading them if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah, I
be like
definitely think-
redesigned or improved.
Yeah.
Deadlift laser is gonna be fun.
Okay, so right here, I think this. Let me know if the trash cleanup signs look fine.
Does it target players? I don't know.
Let's see, with blocks less than 20. What if I made it blocks less than.
Oh, this is the wrong version. Oop.
I don't know, maybe blocks less than 100 for now? Submit changes. So anything that's not powered, that's under 100 blocks will be removed. That'll be helpful. Voxels, other. We don't really care about grid counts.
Come on. Flamethrower versus flamethrower. Come here.
Okay,
Wait, but I
so I
wanna
think
target
everything
you
there works.
In AI mode. That's whack.
So now that we have this, I'm actually gonna step away from this region here, like really far away, because I'm gonna be spawning a planet.
Yippee.
I'm gonna go ahead and spawn the moon to the best of my ability, covering this area.
Yeah, there's some turrets that need to be better, but I think I like definitely some of them.
So if I do that, will this work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Planets.
It's also broken. It leaves
Yeah.
behind this weird voxel thing whenever you use grenade launcher. So grenade launcher is not going to be used. It's broken.
Can we step away
knife
from the
doesn't
planet
do
a
any
bit, especially if
damage.
you're near that region? I'm trying to spawn this planet super close, so if anyone's on the planet in the way, it's not gonna let me to spawn it.
Where are we compared to the area we'll be using?
I'm trying to figure that out right now. This needs to be really close. I'm not in the planet. See, that's too much. Just put it inside the planet there.
Ooh.
Moon. There we go. I may try this again.
Ow! I've been yeeted.
I need to place this moon right on here, but like really close.
Ah, that's funny.
So how close is too close?
Phoenix, stop dying.
Stop dying.
Just get
What is
over it.
happening over there?
I'm being bullied. I'm being bullied. Flank. Ah!
Okay, that's not work.
Flanker's bullying me.
Planets, moon. This is just a
We're
really weird
testing.
setup
We're
we have
testing the
here.
old turrets to see which ones need to be replaced or upgraded.
We're not dealing with that yet because we're not using them in this scenario.
Well, I'm very proactive and also procrastinating.
The thing is, I'll come up with a completely different design set for that scenario when we get to it.
Damn.
Okay, let's go right here and maybe I'll try that far down. See if that works. Oh, it's almost perfect, but it's not quite what I want. It's literally so close. It's
Oh
creating
wow, dude!
pockets,
It
but
has nice like pockets and stuff too. Oh, that's gonna be
it's so
cool.
close.
It.
Okay, let's go ahead
Wow,
and remove
it is
that and try
extremely
again.
close.
Cool, I just need it to spawn right on the region that I want. Right there. It needs to go down just enough. Right there. This might be what I'm looking for right there. Look at this.
Materials. Oh, that's interesting. It feels too high up for me personally.
If I can't lower it
That's
that
what-
much further. Just,
Unless we want like absolutely giant caverns.
oh, the cavern is going to be huge. That's kind of the idea, because you're going to have things that fly around and stuff. But this does feel like a cavern right now.
I think.
I think that'll work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we just want to have this
I-
kind of like sandwiched area here. Now, the
Yeah.
tricky part is that we need to figure out how to make this work for the for other areas. Because the thing is, if
What's
you
the
go over here,
gravity
you can
like?
see it is like all that. So I might need to spawn more moons inside of this moon to kind of cover the area better. But specifically in the regions that we want the scenario to be in.
There is actually a mod on the workshop that's adds a cavern planet where you can mesh them together to make giant caves.
Problem about that is gravity.
They don't have any gravity. That's why it's good. Because it's made entirely, or the entire point of it is to create caverns and stuff.
Let's look up
Hmm.
Cave Planet on the workshop and see what
Yeah.
pops up. We get MES cave systems and some other
Okay,
planets that are not
systems.
related.
The cave system mod fucking sucks.
I have to find it. It was made a while ago, but back when it was made, it was like almost viral, I believe.
The hill.
Last Stand Gamers made a server based on it.
I think I remember that, but I don't remember if that was a planet or it was just normal planets meshed together.
It was a special type of planet. That had special height maps for it.
I'm not too worried about that though, because my idea is I don't want to like divide this area into a bunch of like other walls, because we're gonna be doing that anyways. what I'm trying to figure out is what regions we're actually going to be using here. Let me actually look at the image of the map. If I can grab that real quick. Let's see. Where are the screenshots?
Why is there not a 2x2 window? It's so annoying.
It'd be nice if we had one. There we go. So we have this region here, and
I'm trying to remember how bad I am
let's
at
see
building
here.
towers.
So we have this canyon here, we have another canyon here, and I kind of want, let's see, because this region over here seems pretty cool with all of that, but I do want that to be kind of like an edge condition, because all of that becomes like unusable terrain. So maybe I might
Here it
have
is.
like a wall of sorts
Uh,
around here.
Hold on. Okay, I found it.
And then what I can do is I can block things off like this. Like that. All that terrain kind of just already like makes a barrier of sorts, so we just have to kind of block that off in a way.
Is this the main cave mod, or is this a texture pack made for the cave mod? I can't figure out if this is it.
With this, we basically get this entire area here, which can be subdivided into different areas. I might look that up on the workshop.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Doesn't pop up on the workshop. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Hold on. This is going to be difficult, though.
I'm trying to figure out if this is a fog effect for the cave world, or if this is the actual cave world. I'm pretty sure it's a fog effect for the cave world.
I already see that this is interesting, but I don't know if it'll be right because some of the issues it could cause. It looks fine in some areas.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Designed
no,
for
this
a
is the world.
specific
Hey,
build
could I
of
have
space
admin perms?
engineers.
Do I have admin perms?
Okay, so yeah, that is a cave world, I believe.
Jaga?
I'm not sure if this will work. It looks interesting, but
What makes you think it might not work?
I looked at the I looked at one of the recent yeah, the most recent discussion on it says it doesn't work because it caused a world failed to load error. We can try it out.
Hey, Drago, could I have admin perms?
Sure.
Oh, that's because they're talking about the actual world download instead of the because yeah, I'm pretty sure we're talking about the world download instead of the actual planet mod.
Okay. It could be interesting to add that, but I'm not sure. I mean, what do you feel? Do you guys think there needs to be more like stalactites and stuff coming down constantly, or do you think it's better like this, where it's this big open chasm?
Don't know where anyone is. I can't cycle the people, so I don't know.
Here, look in general.
Oh, I've seen that mod. That mod's so cool.
Okay, so
There's
do you guys think it's
problem
okay
with
to
this
kind of
one's
have stuff like
model, but
this?
I think it's pretty good.
I personally think it'd be cooler to have stalagmites and
Hold
stuff
on.
because a giant cavern can't would need stuff like that to be held up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check if the mod works though. So I'll exit and get the mod, but we'll have to see if it works.
Also,
Oh.
when I was in the world, it was so laggy.
Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't cause any some speed drops. So let's go ahead and load the game, add that mod. If it works, that's cool. If it doesn't work, then that's not great. Should I try the alien version or the other version?
Probably alien.
Okay. So let's go ahead and add that mod real quick. Refresh. Let's hope it works. Because if this does work, then that would be great because we have like, the textures and stuff are kind of similar at least. Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spawn it separately just to see if the gravity is the same or not. Because if it's the same gravity, then that's really bad.
I can't join you for some reason.
The world's still loading.
That would explain.
Yeah, if the gravity here is the same, then it completely removes the purpose of the of having the ceiling cave or kind of thing.
If it is an issue, I can always go into the files and decrease the gravity. I think maybe
It could.
if it is an issue.
Well, we're gonna find out right now. I'm gonna go and spawn in this planet over here.
Oh my, Drago, one of your streams got 680 views.
I know.
Yeah.
God damn.
Wait,
that's a
really?
lot.
Wow.
What's the gravity over here like? It's alien gravity. It won't work.
I can decrease the gravity.
And let me
Uh,
actually
I
grab
can look at
the
the files,
other
see if
one
I
real
can
quick to
decrease
see
it.
if it works. Hold on. I think I only added this one, so yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah, he
question
just
is, does
decreased
it
it.
have better
That looks so
caverns?
cool though for a cave.
Oh, what if you just put the moon on top of it like normal, but you still have the stalagmites and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, the
Well, the problem
problem,
is that nothing could walk on that terrain though.
Um,
yeah, this
I'd like
terrain
to-
makes it incredibly difficult to travel.
Like the terrain is really cool, but it would make it incredibly hard for the robots to. I mean, there is some desi areas.
Because,
Can you send me the mod link? I want to see if I can disable the gravity on it.
Hold on. Copy page URL, and I'll send it over to you. Okay, the thing is, you'll have to post it as a public thing so other people could download that mod. So everything.
If I make it unlisted, it'll work fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Cool.
make a lot of my stuff unlisted.
Anyways, there it is, the alien version of it. I'll see if I can find the area that we're using right now that has all these canyons. Because if this is using the same texture map, it might still be here, but looking at this, it seems almost untraversable in some areas.
Yeah, you would have to have a
I
decent
I don't
amount of,
think a rover is going to be able to get through this very well.
You would have to have a lot of like place down items that like scientists place down to help traverse. Like,
Yeah,
And that would just
I
cause more
have-
lag as well.
true.
I have devastating news.
Hmm?
All of the compact automatic rifles are, I think, about like half a meter to the right when you aim.
Oh,
So
it's
they're
fair.
all
It's
they're
fair.
all a little bit off.
Oh yeah, by
Are
the
you
way,
talking about the
Jose
ones from the
suggests-
Engineer's Defense Kit, or are you talking about the ones from
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Oh, well-
they shoot a little to the right.
Oh yeah, by the way, Jose suggests increasing the radius of the alien planet to make the land more traversable.
Drago.
What's up?
Yeah.
I can't edit it. It uses a legacy. It uses legacy modding style. So before Keen added the modding API.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Yes.
hey Drago, Jose suggests increasing the radius of the weird alien to make the land more traversable.
One
Well,
thing that I think
One, I'm already
Sorry.
using the maximum like default. I'd have to use a plugin to make it
you
even larger. Because this is a 120 kilometer planet. And it has these kinds of like weird areas like this.
Yeah.
Try
Constantly.
adding the other cave planet. See if that one has gravity.
I'd have to exit the world and add it.
Because I'm pretty sure that one's based off the moon height map.
Yeah, give me
So it
a
might.
moment to find it. Hold on, I need to exit game. I'm also just gonna remove this planet here.
You're gonna exit game. I just got in. Man, I just got in.
Damn.
Sorry.
Spent all that time loading in.
Okay, let's see, edit settings. Man, the amount of setup we have to do here is
Do we have a mod
ridiculous.
that customizes what people will respawn with?
No, actually, people are just gonna spawn with their like empty inventory, and they just find things around the place.
This might be a weird take, but I think we should put in the heavy laser gun into the crates because it's not overpowered, but it still gives you a feeling of power.
Well, that's the problem. We don't want to give people a feeling of power. Even if they have powerful weapons, the ammo is going to be so limited they'll barely even be able to use them.
Mm.
So essentially what we want is we want people to be avoiding enemies more than they're fighting them head on. If you really want to, you can try fighting the enemies, but the enemies are going to be a lot more dangerous. One thing I found out is that in the BTWC pack, I found out how to use vibroblade edges. Turns out that they're supposed to be turned on, and when they do that, they will actually damage anything that's near them.
Neat.
Also, I might change the world to survival with creative permissions, so that way when we build things, we will actually build them to survival standards, so that we can see if they're actually working.
Do you not build things to survival standards?
Well, usually when you build things, you usually build them in creative because it's kind of convenient. But
Yeah, but
if
like,
you go
still
into
make
survival
them
with admin tools, it does make things a little more. Yeah.
But it also means it repeatedly screams at you to get jetpack fuel.
That is true. That's also why I have my volume turned down to 0.
Dang. Okay, so it is
yeah, this is
1.0
based off
gravity.
of Earth. Yeah, so this will not work either. You're gonna have like moon gravity in that cave, even less.
Is there one that has moon?
I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm on coffee.
Coffee is
If you
nice.
need a custom planet, you can always ask for the salmon in.
It could, but to be honest, I'm just sticking with vanilla because that means less mods. Just the moon
Yeah.
is perfectly fine. Because one of the biggest issues with making a scenario is that when a big
I
update
just
comes
got
out,
in.
it might just make the whole thing obsolete. Which happened before with what's it called, the bug defense scenario, when the remember when the weapon core mod was replaced with a new one?
Yeah.
Right now, I haven't updated the bug defense scenario with the new weapon core, so people have to manually add it in because the
Yeah.
previous weapon core was deleted. Yeah, it really sucks.
Well, it's good to know that the turrets still work after you had the new one. So,
See, I'm gonna remove that because that's actually not doing anything for us. And then initially check to see if we have the I don't know if we want to have replace the Warfare Evolution Fix Engineer's Defense Kit. I'll see if we have the other one.
It seems quite buggy. Does the non-weapon core version work with weapon core in it?
I don't think so. The way weapon core works is it's very
Inky.
I could just remove the Engineer's Defense Kit so we only use the tanned weapons here. Plus the vanilla weapons. I think that'll work.
I don't know if you want the grenade launcher because it's busted to all shit.
Maybe the grenade launcher we just don't have in the scenario.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'll test it out to see if it works. But we just need to check it out.
I'm pretty sure Juan was using it and it worked, but I think it worked too well because it had like the radius of a large warhead basically. It was way too big.
Let's make the grenades extremely rare to find and make it something you would only use on like bosses or something like that.
Maybe,
maybe-
but it also, yeah, it did a lot of damage, and I think it did too much damage to be used, honestly.
I'll compare it to a vanilla rocket launcher right now. I'm gonna get the extra large blocks, put them next to each other, and we're gonna see how much damage each of these weapons does to the extra large blocks.
Yep.
I mean, it's just a comparison to see if it's too overpowered or not.
What about there's Consti's handheld weapon pack.
I thought about using that one because I like that one, but the thing is, it's constantly being updated. I'm sorry for the pun, but it is being updated with more weapons over time, and having to go back into the scenario to add new weapons would be kind of annoying. But it is a
But
pretty
you don't
decent-
really need to add the new weapons.
True. I'll go ahead and go down to the alien planet in this area over here to go ahead and see if these character weapons are too overpowered or not. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab an extra large block. I didn't set to survival yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and test out these weapons. So let's see here. I'm gonna grab one of these. I'm gonna grab one of these and these. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try each of these as one at a time, just to see.
Yeah. I can. I can.
Oh, that's why it's not it isn't that's why the knife wasn't working. That wasn't the ballistic knife. That makes
Oh.
sense.
You were using the close range one.
Yeah. It still wasn't doing any damage though. It just did
You have
nothing.
to. It only works at point blank range.
It was
He
hitting.
He was stabbing the turrets, and they just didn't care.
You have to like walk up to them like this.
Yep, I was.
And the
right
thing
up
is,
against
it's
it.
not meant to do damage against grids. It's meant to do damage against players.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
Yeah,
won't do
it's,
anything.
It's
to the-
British.
Let me actually go ahead and just test it to see if it works on small grids.
It doesn't. I already
Yeah, it
tested.
doesn't. So it's completely useless, I guess. So I guess we could give someone one of these in the map, but it'd be completely pointless.
You should be able to find the knives purely to kill your teammates. I think. I think if you can team kill, it'd be really funny.
That is something we could probably do.
I
Because the
think I'm
thing
gonna
is,
go ahead and
certain
go.
endings will only have a kind of like in the previous scenario. Some endings will only have a select amount of players being allowed to actually escape.
Rip. I think I'm going to go for now.
That is too much. All right.
See ya.
I mean, testing out the weapons here, they seem to be doing some damage. It's not a lot, to be honest. That does do significantly more damage, though.
Oh yeah.
Let me actually
I
see how much
think-
damage exactly.
There's no
That works.
funny. That's a standard animation, which I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna test out some of these other weapons real quick.
I
Let's see
think you
here.
should spawn a bug and see how quickly these guns can kill them.
Yeah, we'll spawn a test enemy real quick.
yo, let me at him.
Just comparing the different weapons against test enemies just to find out. Give me a moment. These are our enemies from the previous scenario, and we're probably going to retire them at some point.
Yeah. See.
That's from the rocket launcher, right? Or not? The
That's
grenade
the
launcher?
grenade launcher.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's because it was designed for fighting large grids. So obviously we're not going to have this in this scenario, sadly. Anyways, here's an
Yo,
enemy right here. I spawned one, and we just test out different weapons on it. How's the shotgun working? Right, which weapon are we testing here?
Shotgun. It takes more hits to kill this. But yeah,
Yeah, it does work.
I think this is actually balanced against.
This works. Flamethrower works. How does a minigun fare against them? Yeah, I think this works. The ammo for that is going to be very difficult to obtain, but yeah, it works. What about the light machine gun? I mean, it works, yeah. But the knife won't do anything, but yeah, different weapons, different, I think rocket launchers are something that'll be in the scenario, but are incredibly difficult to obtain for reasons.
I
As you can see,
think
using a rocket launcher against a wall like this does almost nothing, which is why I'm not really concerned with people breaking through the walls.
yeah, and then
Yeah, there's no weapon that can break through those unless it's a grenade launcher, which is not going to be in the scenario either way. But every other weapon seems to be working perfectly fine. I think the
Wait,
flamethrower and stuff are also pretty
what?
good too.
Why does the flash do this, by the way? Oh wait,
This-
can you not see it?
Why does what do what?
Oh, you have to fire it for a second.
Yeah, it's a big explosion.
No, hold on. Just look at my screen real quick.
Oh, that's weird. That might be an error with the mod. Does it happen when you use a rocket launcher or just anything?
I think it's just the grenade launcher.
Yeah, so even
Hold
more
on.
reason not to add it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this mod is fine, but just no grenade launcher for obvious reasons.
I think having just having the vanilla rocket launcher instead as a heavy anti-boss weapon.
Yeah, I guess it works. Even though I'm planning on making the bosses all small grid anyways. I think large grid bosses is a bit too much. Alright, I need to deal with the big planets problem over here. Let me actually look at the map from above and see if it's actually covered by the moon properly. So the edge of the map is just right over here, and if we add some walls there, then yeah, it works. And what about over... I actually have a really dumb idea that could work for the scenario.
I think what's the only problem is that the moon's just not the right color.
I think that's fine, because it's more of a ceiling, and you're never really going to look at it all that much. You could make the argument that the life grew specifically onto the ground. And even then, we're going to be using a certain map on this, or not map up. I forgot what the word is. We're going to be using the I don't think it's called a sky map or whatever. Just we're going to be changing it to the space got real or something like that. So that way it becomes even darker and it's even harder to see. But yeah,
Yep.
what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to go ahead and get the moon, and I'm actually going to spawn more moons. Yes, thank you, Skybox. That's what I was looking for. I'm going to spawn more moons, specifically surrounding the scenario here. So that way all these regions are actually going to be oh, let me actually make sure to write down which moon is which before we do anything else. Can I copy this name somewhere? I'm gonna write this down real quick. I'm gonna assume that the moons don't share the same exact names when you spawn them. Just in case, I'm gonna spawn another one out there and look at its name.
Alright.
Oh, that's a problem. Okay, so they actually, if I spawn another moon, one all the way out there, do they have the same exact name? No, they do not. Thank goodness. I thought they were going to be the same. Alright, I need to carefully place these moons in such a way where they actually are going to cover the areas here and make sure you can't escape a certain region.
Yep.
I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
So this one right here. If I do this, oh, that's way too far out. I need to bring it closer. But I do like the fact that that the ice is on the wall there. Let's see, moon spawn. So it needs to be very close, and I need to find that ice lake that I was referring to. This ice lake. Now if I go back a bit, like maybe right here, is this too close or too far? Oh, that's perfect. What do you think?
I like it.
We're using moons to create the walls of the scenario.
Nice.
Boo. Hello.
Hello. I'm
Hello,
listening.
I have returned.
Welcome back. We are using planets inside of planets to make walls around the entire scenario.
I want to drive. Okay, the voxel damage is off. I can drive like hell, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
voxel
You should
damages.
come over to where Drygo is. I'm not doing anything illegal, I swear.
Now, before I do anything else, I need to make sure to keep the name of the moon up here.
Don't you enjoy going to the store and buying water?
What?
I love buying water. Except for water's kind of heavy.
Some of the modded weapons don't seem to be working.
Okay, I have the name of that moon, and now I'm gonna go and spawn another moon. And now I gotta figure out where to place this, so that way it doesn't like turn the whole area into yes. How far do I want this line to be?
You have to wait 20 minutes to get in again.
Oh. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the right placement of this to make sure it's not too far, too close. Let me actually, because I like this area right here, so I want to definitely use it, but also place it just right. So maybe right there. That's way too far back. I might have to go and get like a specific skybox here that illuminates the whole world. If I do this, it spawns too far out, so I need to make it a bit closer.
Hey, I'm in finally. I need a cycle object again, apparently. Oh wait, no. Where is it so laggy? Where am I? Okay, I'm here.
That's because I'm spawning planets. It's gonna lag a
Oh.
bit.
Oh my god.
Let's go maybe this far right here and see if that works. That's better.
Oh, my frames.
That's gonna happen. But yeah, now we are actually creating walls of the map here.
What, wait, why on the compass? Why does it say west northwest?
It's relative to the planet that you're closest to, I think.
That's does the compass break with the multiple planets?
It probably
Dude, I got
does.
east. I got north. I got east northeast. I have northeast. I have west. I have west southwest, southwest, south southwest, south south southeast, southeast.
Yeah, it's going relative to the moon, so I might just remove that mod afterwards.
Honestly, it's still usable as long as it doesn't change. You
Oh,
just
we're
act
gonna-
like it means something else.
It's just gonna be really weird, to be honest.
True.
Yeah, so I might remove that. Let me go ahead and add another moon right over there, generate seed.
Gravity is a bit weird.
Gravity here is going to be weird. It's going to be 0.85. And it's
No, the
always going to
fact
be
that
pointing
everything's
towards the...
angled. Everything is angled.
Oh, the angle's going to be... yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Maybe if you place it on that last moon, it'll make it less.
Let me actually place a small light armor block and see if that affects anything. Yeah, the gravity here, it definitely is weird. If I place a space ball, it might actually do something funky. There it goes.
Yeah, I can just drive my truck around the area, right?
Okay, so this weird gravity might be a problem, maybe?
Yeah, the whole fact that... Yeah.
I'm either gonna have to move the moon above us a little bit higher, maybe?
Why does it say recording has started? I don't want to record. Hey, do you know how to open the NVIDIA GeForce panel?
No, I don't think so.
Also, I just had a problem where I randomly got launched to 50 meters a second into the air.
Let's see. The gravity is kind of extreme in some of these places. This moon strategy is kind of working the way we want to. Unfortunately, the gravity is being weird.
Yeah, can't you just like turn off their gravities?
I have to figure out if there is a way to turn off the
Yeah,
gravities.
it's a bit too laggy for me to be in here currently.
Are you having some speed issues? What's your opinion on this flanker? Does this not work, or does this work?
Yeah,
Because the
it sorta
gravity
worked.
being slightly angled is going to be kind of weird, but
I mean,
let me go over towards the other moon and see if it changes.
god damn it! I just laughed at my own joke that I hit on this turret.
Yeah, the gravity is angled, kind of weird. I think part of the gravity being fluctuating back and forth might be because of one of the other moons around here, so I might remove the moons on the sides then. And then make it so the sun is always on the opposite side of the planet. Yeah, that works actually. If the sun is on the opposite side of the planet, then maybe it might not do anything. And then we don't need these walls around the place. Just remember which moon's the original. It's that one, remove that one, and this is the original moon. And from here, the gravity should no longer be sideways. Yeah, the gravity isn't sideways anymore.
Hey,
The reason
Yeah.
why it was sideways is because of those planets on the side. The easiest way to tell if we're sideways or not is just to walk up to a tree and see if it's sideways. Seems somewhat straight. It's not like before.
Okay.
Let's go to another area,
Ball?
like over here. Yeah, you could just spawn a ball, see if it goes one way or the other. Look for a hill to see if it goes uphill. Yep, gravity seems fine. Okay, so the gravity issues are done, and now we know that spawning planets all around the place doesn't work. But having the planet above does work, so that's fine. We just have to play with the moon and stuff. Let me check if there's any other world settings that need to be edited. Let's see, admin tools, go for missions. Let's see, no welding or grinding. I don't think there'll even be drilling, but we'll use that later at some point. These two will be fine. See, voxel hands. Yeah, all this works. Let me just double check everything. And if we really want to, we can actually add weather to the entire area too. But I think that's a bit performance heavy for some people, so we're probably going to avoid that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we already have lots of this stuff figured out already, so we're doing pretty well here. So then, the next thing, I'm going to exit the game and actually just do web survival. And while we're at it, we need to go ahead and figure out how to start dividing the regions.
Yep.
And that is something I'm actually going to do in a separate program. So let's edit settings, change that to survival. So now we have this map here. Open up Illustrator real quick. Shouldn't take too long. So we're going to grab this screenshot, chuck it in there, and then we're going to start trying to decide what is going where exactly. Grab this, throw it into another window over here.
Hey, no cap.
Okay, and then this is going to be...
I'm on Alien in my own world. I don't see any water.
Alright, here we go.
Also, I think I
So
might
now
be
this
able to
should be showing over here. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in the screenshot that we got. This one. And we want to make the map kind of a square here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, this works. So everything outside the square doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Okay, so from here, it's mostly just
I think we should
planning
make the
everything.
lake the starting pad, or the starting or the landing pad area.
No,
And
actually, I was
then
gonna
make
make the starting area
the
somewhere else.
Bottom right.
The bottom right should be in the nest or the final zone.
Maybe. I have a list of different
Oh, right,
biomes, but
okay.
right now, I think for now, let's just focus on dividing the area, and then we can decide what area is what later. I'm gonna go ahead and just make a square here to be like a wall. Let's assume that's a wall. Let's make it gray. There you go. So now we have this wall here, and of course, I think that we're gonna put a wall right here. Between there and there. And then what we're gonna end up having is we're gonna have another wall probably just along the back over here. So this just becomes a really thin area where not much really happens. I guess this will be maybe like an introduction area of sorts. Alright, so with this, we need to go ahead and figure out how to divide these areas. So I think one really important division area is going to be right here between these two hills. And what I'm going to do actually, I think we're going to create I'm not quite sure how this is going to roll. No, actually, yeah, it's fine if we just have the wall right here. Because using this canyon, you could just go through here. And then what I'm actually going to do, right here, we go ahead and add a wall. Now, the reason why I want to do this is because this allows us to kind of just divide this region here. And with this being a starting region where maybe you crash over here and just wander down here, you can make your way over to here, and this gives you options. So from here, in order to get to this area here, you'd have to go through this canyon right here and get over to this area. You'd have to go through this wall here. There'd be a gate that would get you over here, and you can't climb this hill going out through here, but you could definitely fall back down through here as a shortcut to get back to this area. And maybe the reason why you want to do that is because maybe you want to go up here, where there could be some stuff. Next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and create a wall along here. Yeah, so this becomes another region. There's kind of like mounds around here that already, yeah, makes that area kind of unique. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there is a region right over here. Let me actually check on the map here. Where's the lake? I think the lake, yeah, the lake is there, which means that we're talking about. Let me change the time of day so I can clearly see what's going on here. So there's a lake over there, and the region I'm talking about is down here, and yeah, there is something going on here. I don't want people to be climbing through here for the most part. I mean, this could technically be a region. There's another gate. But we're definitely going to have some limitations around the place. So yeah, this area here becomes another kind of gate. I definitely do want to divide this region here. Oh yeah, and just because we're going to go ahead and put a wall right there. So this all becomes a region. Oh, I died from collision, okay. Alright, so looking at this area here, yeah, you can definitely put a wall going between there and one going through there. That allows you to kind of just travel around. Right through here, we do have this canyon, which I kind of like. I can make that some kind of dividing area. We also have all this here to deal with up here as well. I do want to cut that off. So if we look back over here, we can go ahead and set that up. So for one, this corner over here is off limits because the terrain is just too rough.
How do you think the AI will respond to having two planets so close to each other when they try and balance?
We can test that out actually.
As you know,
So if we spawn one of the enemies that is using AI, we'll see how they react. Are they gonna respond to one planet or the other one? I'll spawn a flying enemy as a test concept here.
well,
Give me a moment. Let's go ahead and get a not a knight. What was the other enemy called? One of the flying ones.
bastard.
All right, let's grab the AI one here and see what it does.
Oh, it's the gnat, right? Those things.
It seems to be working fine. So yeah, these do work in gravity here.
Guys.
So yeah, enemies are working perfectly fine. Alright, let me go and take a look at the map again from here. And what I need to do is I need to figure out how this entire region is going to be divided, because there's quite a lot going on around here. I do like this flat area here, it's really nice. We also can work with this area over here. It's a bit of a dip right there. We also have to figure out what to do with all this. So think one thing that's kind of important is to make sure to control where players go in this scenario. So you got to make sure that people don't escape. And then I might use this canyon at a later point. I think that might be a kind of interesting area to go to. If someone wants to go that way. But for now, I'm just going to keep that closed off there. In fact, this is going to be closed off going all the way over to here. Let's look at how many regions we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 up there. Out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we gotta divide this area even more. Now this area right here I gotta deal with. So if we get a
You
closer look at
can
this
just have
canyon,
soft transitions between environments.
we could. Soft transitions is something I think would be interesting, but at the same time, I do want it to kind of feel like people are how do I put it? I'm not quite sure. We could do soft transitions in some areas. But I do want to have these gates in the way that make it so you kind of have to open them in some kind of way. So it kind of feels more rewarding to reach a certain region. And I have an idea about how this can be achieved in some cases. Okay, I see this canyon here is actually pretty good at. I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So this canyon over here, it goes out that way and it goes down this way. So what we can do is we can actually create another division right here with this canyon. We can just link this up through here. But basically you'd have to enter the canyon through this way in order to get to another region over here. Then what we can do, this mountain right here, I do want this mountain to be kind of significant in some way. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's assume we put walls here.
I do think I'm gonna go.
Alright.
Because... Bye-bye.
Alright, take care. Now if I were to put walls around this area here, say that meets up with that. That means that this could continue over to here. And we would create this region here, which would be probably one of the most secure regions.
Oh, there's a big canyon here.
Yeah, that's one of the canyons you can go through. Hold on, let me open the. Let me open a stream here so you can see what I'm talking about as I'm dividing stuff. You can see through the live stream, but I'm also just there you go.
Oh no, I'm watching the stream.
So now we have something kind of like this.
Interesting.
If I divide it like that, then we have this other region here. And of course, for reasons, I do want to make sure that people don't escape through up here. So probably gonna have a special kind of wall that goes up that way. It's probably gonna be a lot more like this. So now we have something that looks kind of like that. Probably going to be a lot of terrain stuff going on over here in this corner where we have that traveling in that direction. And with all this, we do have all these divisions around the place. So I can probably do another one right through the middle there. So now we have quite a few regions to work with. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and make another layer here. And this is going to be regions. So I do have an idea of what kind of areas to put around the map. I gotta go ahead and lay them out here. So let's say the glacier is up there. That is very difficult to read. Alright. Probably didn't spell it right, but that's fine. I think these would be a bit easier to read if I actually did them a bit differently. Just gonna grab this and figure out where to throw it. Maybe the nest would be down here in this region. Mushroom Forest region will be very cool, but it's gonna be very a little more difficult to find. I'll probably throw it all the way up here, maybe. this area over here will be the edge, maybe. This over here will be like kind of the chasm. Chasm slash cavern. I'll just call it the ravine, I guess. Can make this the glacier area right there. So both of these are just going to be wasteland. I have the starting region over here. Let's call this the starting region, and I'll make the wastelands down here, maybe? Maybe I should move the mushroom forest down there and the wasteland up there. It says transition between the nest, the mushroom forest, then to the expanse and field, to the wasteland. So if it goes over to some ruins over there, so that can work. Is there anything else I should probably add here?
Let me check. Mushroom.
They're down here. Just this whole region
Yeah.
here.
I guess you could add stronghold or something where it's a heavy industrialized location with a lot of
Technically, that's in the lava lakes and quarry area here. Okay, so we have all of this now. So now that we have this, I think the next thing we need to figure out is buildings, I guess. Just where main buildings are going to be.
Yeah.
And I'm going to probably represent these with boxes, I guess, or just different shapes. I need to figure out a good color for these.
Something that sticks out.
Oh, trees are easy to remove. You don't have to remove the trees, technically speaking. You could remove them with grinders and stuff, and they'll only respawn if there's nothing near them. But since we're putting buildings all around the place, they won't spawn like in the building or too close to one. It's gonna make the buildings red. So now that I have this, I need to go ahead and I'm gonna select all these and do that. And then I'm gonna figure out where all these buildings are gonna be. So first of all, in the lava lakes area, there will be a kind of nuclear facility of sorts. which I'm gonna try to figure out roughly where it's gonna be. So if we look at this region, which will be this area here, I believe. So we have this like deep area here, which I think would be really nice for the quarry. But I think the reactor in this area should probably put on the sandy area here, and just have the lava going through these areas here with all the glowing blocks. So if anything, that means that this facility is probably going to be here. Then the quarry is going to be a circular building here, just covering this. It's probably going to be a little smaller, maybe around that size, with some other buildings around it. I already know that this is probably going to be made of multiple buildings, so I'm going to actually make this a bit smaller here. Maybe something kind of like that. We're also going to want some more buildings around here as well. Yeah, it is a tiring process, just planning things out. But this is all stuff that's kind of important for figuring out how the scenario is going to run.
Mm.
Not at the moment. I'll have to figure that out. So let's say we do something kind of like this. So just line the buildings up here with kind of like a central building here. It's a little more up front. Then what we can do is we can kind of just put another building here and make it a little wider. Kind of facing the other way there. Kind of just designing the main facility here. There's gonna need to be a lot of buildings there. Okay, let me actually figure out the communication facility. That's gonna be up here. So I know there is a way to access it from there. We go back over here, there is kind of a way up through here, and that'll allow you to get up to this ledge here. And that kind of just overlooks some areas there, which is actually really interesting. Alright, so on the map there's just this ledge here. The communications facility is basically going to be a building kind of just overlooking all this here. It's like maybe a few smaller buildings around it. So you could go up through here to get to these. So now right over here we're going to want to have a crashed ship, which I'm probably going to put maybe an angle here, and that'll allow you to kind of travel through here. Now obviously we do want to have some structures around the place that are kind of important. One of those being the kind of oxygen refuel stations and like a basic area around the place to get some stuff. So if I make this, I actually change the color of this. Let's make it green. So this is where you'll find one of the fuel stations. We gotta figure out where to put these around the place. Now these sizes aren't perfect, but we're just kind of just working around it, trying to make sure that it works. Now I do want to make a kind of a checkpoint building as well, so I'm going to go ahead and make a yellow building, which will be kind of a checkpoint. And it's kind of represent areas where you can find like some weaponry on the sides and stuff. I'm also going to go ahead and I need a different color to represent kind of like a gate of sorts. It's like a path to go to a new region, so we're going to go ahead and do that right here. It's just to figure out pathing and how people are going to get around places. There's a lot of busy work here trying to figure out what goes where. Alright, so with this, there's only limited ways to actually get around. You could use that to get into the main facility there. Technically, there will be another entrance right there, but you can't open that one just about yet. So from here, you'd have to go through this in order to go through to the wasteland here. And you'd have to go through the wasteland in order to actually go to the next area, which is this glacier over here. So we could do something like this, so we kind of just have that and that together. Actually put this a bit closer to that. And then down here, we're going to have another building of sorts. So my idea is that when you start in this region, you're actually going to go down here. You're going to go into your oxygen and like basic survival gear here. You're going to explore around here to get like a vehicle. It's like a little starting one, like a forklift or something simple. Here you can get like a firearm or something to help you defend yourself. And over here you'd be able to get like a little power core, which you'll be able to use to open this door, which will allow you to get to this next region here. Now another thing that's kind of important is we need to keep in mind where enemies are going to spawn from. Because we do need to have specific structures where enemies are going to spawn, and I've got to figure out where these are going to be. So I'll put one right there so you have to deal with it, and I'll put another one like maybe over there. Now these are just estimations. If we're making like smaller buildings, we could just make one big building as well. Kind of just try to figure out how things are going to be placed around the area. Just want to make sure there's a decent amount of explorable area. Maybe put another enemy spawner over there. We're gonna go and put another larger facility over here. Having to go back here for oxygen might be a problem, so I'm gonna have to find out maybe another one of these somewhere over here. Probably over with these buildings in the corner. Once you get through the ravine, we'll have to deal with other things probably. I don't want all these enemy spawners to be so far away from each other to the point where it becomes too difficult to do the things, so maybe I'll just put them like this. So all these enemies can spawn and just wander around at their own pace. Make sure there's a decent amount of these in some areas. This is all going to be a very dangerous area. There's probably going to be more spawners down over there. We just want to make sure there's enough enemy spawners around the map so we know where enemies probably could spawn from.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm still doing the boring stuff.
Alright.
Okay, we're getting more of these checkpoints all over the place.
Yep.
And over here is going to be a pretty big one. We probably want a larger security checkpoint around here. And of course, in this building, one of these buildings will be a security building of sorts, which I think will probably be this one. So maybe there you might find a vehicle where you can actually do something other than travel. Let's see, what else? I know this area is very dangerous, so hopefully you'll have the famine to deal with it, or you could just avoid the enemies. I know this area over here, you definitely need a pretty significant facility. And that's just going to be one that's like the entire entrance there. Same thing with this, but it's going to have a locked door so you can't actually get through. And the same thing's going to be happening over here. Quite a few security checkpoints around the place.
Ooh.
Do you want to have one here that kind of blocks off this area before you get to that gate? Over here is going to be not much. This is the wasteland, so this is where there isn't much. So there, yeah, you do have these two, but once you get over here, there's just no security checkpoints whatsoever. Maybe just like one somewhere, but overall not much. I'll probably say there's one down here somewhere. Then another one, probably the only one in this entire area is just going to be in the canyon here. I had to deal with the oxygen because I know oxygen is super important in this scenario, so.
Right.
These green boxes are representing buildings that will produce oxygen and hydrogen for your vehicles and for your player character. So those are pretty much essential.
You should make a key on that.
Probably. This was only just temporary planning. This area is a fantastic place to put a facility. So I could do something kind of like this. Of course, like a little oxygen kind of pump somewhere here. Something like that. Now look around and see what other kind of buildings you might want. So now we need a decent amount of buildings around this area here. This is basically where all the researchers are going to be, right? Somewhere around here. I don't think there's going to be too many in this area here. Well, maybe some. And actually see what that area looks like. Yeah, I can put some buildings. So let's say like all the way up here, maybe you have like a tower of sorts. Some kind of building that's just overlooking everything. Everything that I'm doing here is basically just speculation of just where we're gonna be putting buildings.
Yep.
There's not gonna be that many buildings here, to be honest. Maybe one research building, but then that, not much else. I'll put that research building all the way in the corner over here against a wall, maybe. Now the wasteland, I don't want anything much going on over here, if at all. Many buildings in this area, but over here it's just a danger zone. If someone's brave enough to go all the way around to go to this corner over here, I'll put a building here. Just had some nice treats or something there for anyone that makes a journey and survives. I'll make another big facility here. Because this is a major checkpoint right here. Surprisingly, there's not much on the expanse here, which is fine, I guess. So there seems to be plenty to explore around the place. There's not going to be much going on in the glacier, so then I need to figure out power/boss battle areas. Probably won't be that many regions or power locations. Sometimes they'll be boss battles, sometimes not, but I do want to figure out where to put these, so it's going to be kind of a puzzle to travel. I'll just represent this as a star, to be honest. This is make this cyan. This is a very colorful map. So let's say one of the regions. Actually, let's not make it a star, let's just make it a box. We're just going to say that the power thing is probably over here. once you're over here, there are some options. So I'll make it so this door can only be opened if you do something else and won't be opened by power core, but this one definitely will be, and we need to figure out where that power core is. I'm thinking the best bet for this is I'll make it part of this building over here. No boss battles or anything yet. You just have to bring a vehicle through everything and just, bring it over. Okay, once you get into this area, then we'll have kind of a boss battle situation where you might have a boss that's like there, with like a spawner of sorts with it. It'll just be defended by some creatures around it. This is fine. So yeah, once you have this, you will have the option to travel to one of two different areas. You can go over here or over there. If you go over here, there'll be one. There'll just be like a... maybe all the way in the back over there by the lava. Making it really tricky to get to. And you have to deal with like a big creature or something. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. We'll get to it when we get to it. But yeah, you could go that way, or you could just go straight this way. So to get this way, you can have a power core, and you can have to decide what to do with the power core. Let me find one for the mushroom forest. I think I'll put it like right in the middle. So we just have to deal with all the creatures. So of course you'll have another one here, so it's not just like locked or whatever. There's none here, but I do want to put one in the wasteland somewhere. Let's throw it in the middle here, so it's like a boss battle right there. So if you wanted to, you could use that on the main facility or the glacier. The glacier is going to have its own, so it'll be hidden right there. Of course, you can use that to go this way or to the main facility, or you can use your power cores in different ways to go to different areas, however you prefer. The main facility won't have one probably. I think that's enough power cores, so that way you have options on how you want to do things. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make another way over here, so you could choose to use your power core to go over here as well. I could remove the one from the nest entirely, to be honest, as well. So if you really wanted to, you could just use one to go around to different areas. You won't have enough to do everything. So that means that theoretically, you could lock yourself out of certain quest lines or storylines, and you would have multiple different endings you could achieve, technically speaking. So now we have all this. Let's see, what else? This seems pretty straightforward. A lot of this stuff is. Just gonna take a quick look at the level design images here to see if there's any specific ideas on how stuff should roll. Alright, so with all this, we're missing an oxygen farm over there. The wasteland over here, I don't want any to be here. But in the glacier, at this point, you definitely need one. So I'll probably just make it a part of this building here. Just to make sure you don't run out of oxygen. Or it could be evil and put it behind the area over here. Yeah, let's just move these two over there. Perfect. I'm just gonna make a very basic key. Okay, so everything here seems to be pretty straightforward. It's probably going to be more enemy spawners around the place, but we're just trying to figure things out. Okay, so we have that. And that gives us a pretty decent idea of what the map is going to be like. Oh, I gotta copy this one as well. Okay. Now we just need to figure out how players are actually going to travel around the place here. So I'm going to go and just draw here, and we're going to figure out the... Let's assume that a player starts here, and the first thing they're going to do is probably explore, and they're going to want to go straight here. Let's make this a blue path for players. Okay, so we're going to assume a player goes along this path here, they're going to go that way. And then they're going to go down to here. I mean, they could go here, but we're going to assume that they're going to go ahead and just go through this path here. So that way from there, they could go ahead and use the power from here to open this gate. And now allow them to go into this next region here. But of course they can go and explore all this. But ideally their path should take them... Oh, they can go through all the buildings and stuff. But we basically just want them to go through this ravine here at some point. And they're going to want to go here. With that power core, they could choose to go back to this gate here. Now from here, they're going to want to go ahead and take this power core here. And that power core gives them about two options. So one option is to go over here. Or to go over here. If they go through here, they can actually use the facility here to do certain things, and what that'll do, if I go ahead and get a new arrow here,
Somebody set the server's trash removal to 6 hours.
not the what?
So the trash removal on the servers that I play on, somebody set it to 6 hours on on a creative server.
Oh yeah, I'm aware of that. It's not great. Okay, let's go ahead and change the color of this to I'll make this yellow. Maybe? Just make it orange. I can't tell what color would be easier to see on this. Maybe just green for like an action of sorts. So basically by going to this facility, it will allow you to unlock this gate, which will allow you to go through all of this. So that basically lets you go back to this facility if you really wanted to. And you can also just grab this power core here, so you have more options on how you can explore. Or you can go the other way and just never be able to go here at all. But of course, you do get the extra power core here, which allows you to actually journey back if you wanted to go through that other option over there. Just go ahead and just assume that you're here. You're going to want to go around here to get that. And then you could use that to basically just go all the way back to this gate. Just like that. Pretty straightforward. And of course, you could also just decide to go back this way to get to that communication center if you really wanted to. There's going to be other things you can do there, but I'm just giving a rough idea of what traveling around the scenario will be like. So let's assume you're going through here. You're going to go ahead and grab this right here. With this, you can choose to open that, or you can choose to open that. Now, if you do decide to go through here, there'll be things you can do over here that'll make it so it's more difficult to get over there. I might just introduce another power core over there, to be honest. Let's just assume there's another one over here that you could use. And of course I can use that to go all the way back and go through here. But once you're over here, then things get a little bit interesting because, well, you're going to have to, you can't go through here yet, you're going to have to go ahead and get this power core. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out the best way to make this work. Just trying to make the scenario pathing make sense. That way there's not too many resources you could use, but also just make sure there's an actual way you can actually get around. So this can be used in a variety of different ways. Actually make it so this one can't be opened by power cord.
Can I propose?
What's up?
Gates that can only be opened from one side, and
Yeah.
so when you finally get to that other side, you can open them up and then fast travel between the two locations.
That is
Like
something I do intend on.
Like between the
adding.
expanse field and the quarry, stuff like that. So that if you get to that point, you can just fast travel between the gate.
Yeah, because my idea was that if you go through this gate right here, you can actually open this one from the other side, allowing you to use this as a fast travel point to go between these areas instead of having to go all the way around. So this one right here will be openable from the back, but not from the front. But right now I'm just trying to solve the issue of power cores in this region here. Because if you grab this, you could use it there, or you could use it there, I guess. So, more choices. So you can go through here, go through all this ravine. I think it exits through here. You go straight to there. With this one, you could use it to go all the way back and open up the main facility, which is, just a mess. That's a mess of a journey there. So I don't like how I rewrote that line. Alright. So you can do that, or you can go ahead and you can use that here if you wanted to. Of course, everything here is subject to change. I'm just going through and making a rough idea of how players are going to play this map.
Yeah.
So from here, someone could just open that case straight away. They could also just go straight to the main facility here. That's one way of doing things. But if someone's here, they could also grab this one here, and they could use it to go up here or go back here if they really wanted to. So you could use it here or go back to one of the other areas and open something else. It's really up to the players and how they're going to do that. But if you are at this facility, you should be able to unlock this door over here. Either that or what I can do, let's say that this door was locked and you couldn't actually go through. And the reason why is because you needed clearance from the main facility. So if we assume that that's the case, maybe what this does is it'll actually open this gate here as well. Which means you'll have different options on what you can do from the main facility going out to these different areas. If I look at the story here, let me try to figure out how different things can work, because maybe the communications facility can also influence other things as well. Like maybe opening this allows you to do things in the main facility, unlocking maybe another ending. So let me go ahead and make that, oops, Control Z, that's the one I want to use. So maybe at the communications facility, you could also trigger an output over here. I know this all looks like a mess, but it's basically just a bunch of planning, just visualized. So there are a few different endings that we could do here. So I'm going to make another lay here called endings. And we're just going to go ahead and make this very simple and straightforward. It's going to be basically like a just text here. So let's say ending 1. So ending 1 will be something over here. Let me actually make a big box behind it so you can see it easier. Here we go. So ending 1 is something you can do over here. Let's say ending 2. Well, there's a couple different ways you can do that. So ending number 2 will be something over here. Right? The ending number 3 is something over here. Let's say ending number 4 is something that could be done over here. This stuff we'll deal with later. Okay, ending number 4 is something over here. Let me see if there's anything else that's needed. And then there needs to be a 5th ending as well. So there's a lot of pathing all over the place for how these different things are going to play out. But ideally it's there. We figured out how people can get around to do different things, which is what we want. We want people to be able to follow a certain path, to be able to go to certain areas. Then of course they're going to be gathering these little power cores with little vehicles, bring it around to open certain doors. And as they go around, they have different choices they can make that can affect which ending they'll end up getting. Of course, that ending really just depends on what they decide to do in these areas. So I'm trying to figure out to place this last one. I mean, I have an idea. Technically speaking, I could put the last ending right over here and put another gate here, so people have the option to go through over to this area. Alright, so if this is the case, probably what I'll end up doing, if I go over here, right there. So that's another thing that can happen. So each of these gates are probably going to have a number, and if people are keeping up with the story and the data pads that we found around the place, there can be certain quest lines that could lead them to specific numbered gates, so you know which way certain gates go. For example, let's say this one was named number 4 or 10 or something. Basically, maybe you'd have like a data pad or some kind of message or something that let you know that, oh hey, maybe you could go investigate this area behind gate number 10, and then you know that you can go this way, and that'll help you to reach this ending. Juan was asking about the meltdown ending. I think the meltdown ending is actually a pretty simple one to pull off. It's because there's gonna be like a little reactor facility here by the lava lakes. It's more of like a dumb ending more than like an actual proper ending, where if you go here and decide to like mess with the reactor controls too much, it's gonna shut down all the spawns throughout the entire map via signal, and then it's just gonna destroy the facility via a lot of warheads. I think that can be pretty straightforward. I'm trying to think about how the rest of this can go, because we already have a pretty big area here, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be built in order to make the scenario work out. And then you're going to need to I'll have to find out how to hide the different weapons you can obtain in all these different buildings. Some of them will be in the armories, which is pretty straightforward. It's one of the best places to get ammo, but we're also just going to be hiding weapons in some of the other buildings as well, so that way it's going to be a little bit trickier to get specific weapons. And of course, many of the different obtainable weapons in the scenario are only going to exist like one at a time. So if you're playing multiplayer, multiple people aren't going to have the same weapon, ideally. And I think that works fine, because at the start, maybe you only get like a starting pistol and a rifle, and it would be very simple. And then as you explore, you could find different ammo types and different weapons as you're looking around. And it could be kind of like the previous scenario where, Yeah, it could be kind of like the previous scenario where we had different like puzzles and stuff to get to them, so they won't be that easy to get. I'm also thinking that in this region right here, I might just put like a barrier of sorts over here and make a bridge going over this, because I think that might be cool. I might make a bridge here as well, but that's broken, so you have to find another way to get through. I think everything here works. In lots of these areas, lots of the enemies are going to be very straightforward, but sometimes I'll make the enemies ground-based in the fighter areas, and some of the other areas that are more difficult for enemies to traverse, I'll make flying enemies that are going to be a lot harder to avoid, especially with the different weapons and stuff. Since I'm here, I'm actually going to test out something real quick. So let's say you have, where is it? Here we go. This block right here. So if we put the vibroblade edge here, I actually want to test out if this works and will actually do damage. Of course, I'm going to go in and get myself some oxygen real quick. Okay, so if I go over here and, where is it? If I go and grab some ice here, it should give me all the oxygen. Alright, so now I just want to test out if the vibroblades actually do damage to players, because that's something that'll be really useful for later. So all this is an enemy, and if I make myself not invulnerable, if I get near this, does it do any damage? Doesn't look like it. But if I were to place a block right there, definitely does seem to be doing damage. So it doesn't do damage to players, it looks like. So that... okay, never mind. It does do damage, and quite a bit. That was actually really fast. That works well. Okay. Remove all this stuff here. So that some of the other players would spawn in. Okay, so this does do a fatal amount of damage if an enemy gets near you, which is exactly what we want. So if there's an enemy that is using a close range weapon, that will definitely work. That does a lot of damage. That also makes so health packs will be pretty important as well. I'm actually gonna go and grab one since I'm here. But yeah, it definitely does seem to be working. There's some scrap metal there, which is fine. But yeah, this definitely does work. So now if we look out at the whole map here, I think that's a lot of the pre-design done already for the scenario here. That just means that the next episode we're probably just going to be setting up walls and stuff around the whole map. I mean, there's quite a few walls that you placed around. And then it's going, once we get all these walls placed and all these gates made, at least like the basic versions of the gates, we're then going to go ahead and do some terraforming all around the place, trying to turn each of these biomes into their own unique areas, which is going to be pretty interesting. You know, using custom trees or mushrooms in this case in some of these areas, and of course using the mods that we have here to go ahead and place all these. It's a very straightforward episode. It is a very boring episode because the planning stage is just a lot of setup for later. But overall, I say we're making some pretty decent progress. So yeah, that's it for this. I'll see you guys in the next stream.